So I'm often a proponent of saying you can't plan something, and I feel like it's really true. And in an intuitive raw artworks, it doesn't have a plan, at least in my world. And life sometimes gives you hard things, blindsides, setbacks, upsetting news. And that's not planned because nobody wants to hear something sad or see things falling apart or lose someone. So I wasn't gonna make this video because I'm going through a lot this week personally, but I'm also in the middle of teaching my 8-week online program, F.A.C.E, and we're heading into weeks 3 and 4, and it's all about the emotional. And I'm teaching people how to use any kind of emotion as an entryway in and encouraging the investigation. So it almost feels, like I might as well do as I say. I'm going to be investigating grief and sadness here in these drawings, and the reason why I want to make this video is because there's a lot going on right now in the world, and I really want to shine a light on the power of personal expression in an abstract, expressive, and raw emotional way. How getting it out can really help you relate to yourself instead of holding and suppressing and falling back. But sometimes that's also part of the process, right? So I'm not saying push yourself. I'm saying get curious and maybe open up to that little trickle of what will this look like if I entertain it. What will emerge? Some of the most beautiful things that I've experienced has emerged out of the darkest places, not just in art but in living. And so I want to just encourage that we can tend to ourselves through the artistic process, through the creative expression, through that understanding. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. So to me, opening up to something in relation to the artistic and creative process really helps us to relate inwardly towards the self when we're able to reflect it out back, whether it's in a line, color, shape, or form, even words sometimes, whatever's there and wants to arise. So it's learning to trust that in a really deep way, all of these different kinds of emotional states that we encounter, right? And and then as artists and creatives, whatever that realm is, we can use that as a entryway in, where we're having an experience, right? We're making some artworks or whatever, maybe writing songs, whatever the creative thing is. It doesn't just have to be drawings, but here they're drawings. And we're having the relationship to ourselves and allowing it, our emotional, energy to flow through the creative process. It doesn't, and this can be, very powerful and healing and subtle and nuanced. And these are the kind of states that when working on a longer body of work and moving into what you really want to say, maybe, when we entertain all of it and invite it in, even in these small moments, like these drawing moments. In this case, I'm working with sadness and grief. And just allowing to feel it all, But also the color becomes healing, and the marks become relational into the memory of what I'm experiencing in the moment. And this is why I love art making so much, and in this non-representational, abstract, expressive, experimental way, because there's really so many inroads into the self that is happening. It's meditative, it's spiritual, it's, you know, raw, real. It doesn't get any more real than this when you kind of turn to face it in the moment of something challenging. And maybe that's not interesting, but I found too, the more I've worked like this, I'm able to show up daily over the years and just investigate anything, and it's really freed me up, not just internally, but like in the artworks itself. I really been able to just have it out there now, as opposed to like hiding so much. So there's so many ways we can like learn to open and process, right? And to be fully present with it all, even when it's challenging, if we desire to. So I just wanted to say that you want to be gentle with yourself, especially if you're investigating something raw in recent. But I also want to say that you know, it like art and life, it isn't always pretty, and we can't always plan it, and maybe though that's what makes it beautiful, you know. When we can take a moment in a memory and have a remembering, and we can grieve in the process of relating to ourselves and have the experience. You know, it doesn't always have to be this polished thing. It can be an inroad in. It can be a way to externalize that internal, the things that don't often have words, although sometimes there are words. But, you know, so always trust yourself in this process when you're investigating something. I always tell my students, don't go farther than you need to. But the way we can show up daily, and you develop a different capacity and inner resilience and resolve to face not just your artworks and your creative life, but something hard and challenging where it doesn't debilitate you, you know. You hold it gently and work with it and let it move through you, so, you know, keep in motion the best we can, right? And that's a big interest of how I teach and what I share and how I've related to the work over the years in my art practice and art process, and the differences that I've noticed for myself, all the internals. Anyway, I just leave you with that thought, and I'll show you the few things I did here in the end, and I hope this inspires you to know that you can, you know, make art from anything.